A very warm welcome to 2018, and we have with us a very inspiring entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur in the field of gaming business with over 20 years of experience. He's built a beautiful startup which is Virtualinfocom. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us Mr. Arijit Bhattacharyya. Arijit, most welcome to Just Candid.
Pleasure.
It is a pleasure to have you at Chitkara University. Look forward to interact with you.
Sure.
You mentioned in your talk before that you started your business, Virtualinfocom, with just 49 rupees in your pocket. What is the story behind?
Okay. So it's like in my childhood days, I used to draw a lot of superhero characters, cartoon. Wrote a lot of stories regarding superheroes and all in my diaries, using a ballpoint pen and few watercolors and all. Then I realized one day when I was actually doing my usual yoga and all, that if I have to bring some change in the world, it has to be in the line of entrepreneurship. On that particular time, I didn't know the word called entrepreneurship. It has to be in business. If you're running your own venture, if you're building a proper organization, you can recruit more and more people. You can do something good for your country. If you make money, money making is good. If you make money, then only you can actually help others. So if you ask me a question like with 49 rupees, why I thought that I should start my own venture, the reason is I wanted to do something for the society. And that's the sole reason I started.
How you started.
Yeah.
And your journey, who has been the most inspirational personality in your journey?
My father, my mother, my parents, certainly. They are the inspiration. Without them, without the family support, nobody can do anything.
So what does Virtualinfocom do in a very simple way?
Well, Virtualinfocom is a product company. We do three different kind of stuff. A, we tell stories. Medium is game, medium is comics, medium is animation, sometimes movies. B, we make awesome white label products for MNCs, which is being used as a pre-installed application inside the phone. C, we do a lot of, you can say, social activities. We adopt a group or cluster of people who are not earning a lot of money. We nurture them, train them, so that they can earn by themselves.
So you build the human connect and give them dignity.
Yes. This is what you can say Virtualinfocom is.
Virtualinfocom is built on a lot of wonderful values, and I believe culture is quality is a culture in your organization.
Yeah.
So moving forward, from helmet systems to headsets, you've seen the transition.
True.
And you mentioned in your talk, and I'm picking it up from there. Can you just elaborate how the journey has been through your eyes?
Sure. When I started building virtual reality coding, the market was not mature enough to understand what is VR. On that time, it was all on research and development using helmet systems, using vermal coding and all. It was too early, honestly. So I didn't actually crack the market.
You're talking about late 90s?
Late 90s, yes. So couldn't do well. Then I actually slowly, waited for the right time to enter into the market. Started building a lot of products which is into PC, PlayStations, mobile. We are one of the early adapter of mobile game development technology, at least in India, that perspective. And slowly I saw a transition which is coming up in virtual reality, augmented reality and mixed reality, which is a combination of a couple of awesome stuff which is there in my core, you can say. So I saw the change of a helmet system where there was no compiler, where there was no engine. Now we have engine, we have all the latest generation technology which is there. We have hardware. Unity is one of the engine. Right. There are multiple other engines which are available, multiple SDKs which are available. And we can now see VR as cave system, boom tube, acupressure point. So without using any kind of helmet or headset, you can actually explore VR using a different kind of acupressure point connected technologies as well, using the holograms and all.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So it's a remarkable change that happened, I think, for the past 15, 18 years.
Right.
And now is the time where people can monetize those kind of applications or those kind of, you can say, games, or sometimes few of the movies which are 360-degree movies, and multiple number of hardware companies who are looking for content.
Right.
So if you are content maker, I guess this is the right time for India at least become a hub of content makers.
Right. So there is a dearth of good content makers, and it can be very much capitalized and monetized.
Yes.
If you go with a plan.
True.
Right. So you have given, I would say, livelihood and employment to. You have raised their income levels.
Okay. Sure. So it's like at least in Calcutta, if we look at Calcutta as a market for aspiring models and all, the usual system is which is okay. Usual system is like go for an online shop-based modeling, wear a sari, get 60 to 70 rupees per change. Okay, a model cannot sustain if she or he is looking for a modeling as a career. So what we did, we actually converted them as a gaming character, simulated them in 3D, made them as a superhero, and started building cosplay items on basis of them. Started doing a lot of Indian superhero based cosplay shows in Calcutta, in and around India, and they have been invited as a cosplayer in across Asian countries.
Especially cosplay is a small town you mentioned in South Korea.
South Korea, China, Taiwan,
Right.
Japan, those are the countries who have lot of shows regarding cosplay. The culture is there. So as a cosplayer who is a fresh model, if he or she becomes a cosplayer, their earning level becomes of complete different genre altogether.
It's
There is
10x.
It's 10x, certainly, because there is a big gap of cosplayers, proper cosplayers.
And is it a steady?
It's a kind of steady income. You have to roam around basically. If you are thinking that I'll be stick to India only, that's very difficult. But if you are okay to travel across the globe, world is yours. And I would love to touch upon another point. This is the era where you get a lot of OTT based movies which are not for maybe the big screen, but this is for the smart TVs, your smartphone. Okay. Now, as a content maker, if at all I'm bringing any kind of content to the market, and my target consumers are those kind of OTT platforms, few telecom industries, what we do, we actually recruit a lot of fresh talent, with maybe 1 or 2 celebrities inside the movie, right? They get the chance. The movie is released using those kind of channels, and millions of people are actually watching that. So as a fresh actor, he or she gets an enormous chance to touch upon those kind of people who are maybe non-Indians.
Right.
So an Indian actor who earlier thought that, if my movie is released maybe in UK, I'm actually there in the screen.
Right.
But now is the era where you are actually distributing the content using the smartphone, using the OTT platform, and it is there, it's in the air. I mean, you get millions of viewers
to you, and
Yeah.
you're a star overnight.
Yes.
Or in a short time.
in a short time.
Great. So you're making stars. Huh? You're making people live their dreams.
True.
So Arijit, my next question is that, this field which you are into, and you've done a lot in it, is very exciting, especially for the youth. It's a very exciting field for them, both in terms of making a career out of it, and also, being a client to it in a way, right? And India is a huge youth population.
True.
Why it is taking so much time to develop the game art development scenario in our country as respect to the Western world?
Okay, so it's something like very funny. I would define it like this. It's like India, if you look at Indian game development companies, they became outsourcing hub. There are few companies who are making their own title. They are doing really good. But sometimes as a startup, gaming is right now picking up in India. There are very few companies who are 2 decades old, at least as per my knowledge. 4 or 5 companies are there who are doing really well, building up their own titles and all, and they can actually take the risk of investing so much amount of money. Now, gaming as an industry, it's actually very time consuming, A, B, very money consuming, C, the talent is not there, at least in India, which we can define as a proper game development company itself.
So that made you, the dearth of talent to develop games and game art, made you set up a big company in South Korea
Yeah, true.
and hire the talent from there.
True. So the problem is here, if you look at a fresh graduate, people are not encouraged, at least from parents' point of view, Okay, fine, what exactly you're doing, what's your job? I'm making games. People make fun out of that particular kid, he's a game programmer. But if you look at the industry, we have got game design, we have got game art, we have got game programming, we have got AI programming. There are a lot, it's a vast industry. It's like,
It needs to be respected.
yeah, it's actually bigger than the movie field, honestly speaking, with due respect to the movie makers and all. Even I do make movies. It's bigger than that. If you look at the Western countries, the amount of money they invest in particular making up one game is more than making up a Hollywood-based movie.
Wow.
Okay, and they are making money. But India as a talent pool, we have got a lot of talent. We are good in arts. So what happens from a Western country's perspective, they hire cheap talent over here, which is not so much cheap in those countries, and they give outsourcing work to these Indian companies, and they became a hub of outsourcing partner or outsourcing hub of those title games,
Right.
which are awesome, But if you look at the coding part, there are also companies who are doing a lot of good coding in India, for the Western countries, for the Asian companies and all. But sometimes it happens that they don't understand if we become our own title maker.
So you mentioned that gaming business requires a lot of money investment.
True.
And could that be the reason for these companies not having their own titles and they are turning out into a outsourcing hub?
That's one of the reasons.
So where does the money come from? You are an investor.
Okay, fine. It's like if you are making a casual game, honestly speaking, you don't have to invest a lot of money. But out of casual game, there is a lifetime. Casual game usually die within 2 to 3 years. There are hardly very few titles of casual games who are running very successful. Now, from a perspective of investment, honestly speaking, we invest in companies who have got their own title. It can be a 3D game, it can be a serious game, but not as a casual genre. I'll give you another perspective of gaming. Sometimes we make game for the banks as well, to teach banking as a simulator.
Right.
Okay, so as a game development company, we do those kind of works as well. If someone from this country, he see this as an opportunity, he finds out there is a gap, he can fill it up, maybe in the medical industry, maybe in the automotive. They come up with a product or a prototype, and he or she is looking for team building, scaling up. Certainly we are there for them. Certainly we are going to pump in money, so we are going to support with all the network that we have got, with all the connectivity that we have got. But what I feel, sometimes Indian gaming company, they usually start out of passion. They don't cross-check first that there is a need, there is a market or not.
A bigger picture.
The bigger picture.
Right.
So that's the gap.
Right.
So it's still evolving, I would say, and it's the picture is really rosy. You won't believe out of Kerala, out of Chennai, out of Udupi, awesome companies are coming up, and they are doing really, really mind-blowing job. All I need to do, all they need to do is, just think that, okay, fine, we're building a company, it became a little bit of outsourcing hub. With the outsourcing money, let us pump in some money to build our own prototype, own product, and join hand with the publisher and take it forward.
And do you think investors are excited about it?
Yes, they are. They are.
Investors from India?
No, investors from outside India, mainly.
Right.
Honestly speaking, if you are talking about investment nowadays, if I forget the gaming part, if you look at the total industry, we are lacking the good deal. I humbly represent 3 different funds. We lack good to be invested companies.
Good deal flows to come.
Good deal flows.
Showcase to an investor and
Yes.
compel him and excite him to invest
Yes.
right away.
So money is not the problem for those kind of investors. They are looking for good deals. There are hardly few.
Right. So if you have to start a gaming company today, let's say a student set up in our university, Chitkara University, if some student group has to start a gaming industry, what 3 or 4 things they need?
Okay. If you are a student, if you are a startup inside the campus, you have got lot of backing from the university itself. What I saw, at least in Chitkara, is mind blowing. The way you are supporting these startups is really, really amazing.
Thank you.
And if you have a game art creation company and they are thinking that we are going to create our own title, they need programmers. So why don't they tie up with the freshers, take them as an intern?
So they need programmers.
They need programmers. B, they need a market study, what kind of games they are going to build. Before that, if they have a mentor connect, who can actually tell them, hey, you know what, this is the country where there is a gap. You should build this kind of games, and I'm there for you to, publish the game.
So the market knowledge of having a potential to be, make their project commercially viable in the beginning.
Yeah.
So A is the programmers, then B is the marketing.
That's it.
What else?
Nothing else is required. Nothing else. And the passion. That's it.
And the continuous passion.
Continuous passion. And I must tell you that usually Indian perspective is like we have only 3 different stores, from Microsoft, from Apple, which is iTunes, and from Google, which is Google Play Store. No, there are more than 300 Play Stores, App Stores available across the globe.
And I think your games are out there.
Yeah, we are actually partnered with approximately 60% of them. Each and every developed country, they have their own kind of app store. Even in China, they have more than 35 app stores itself, which are running like anything. So they should concentrate on building those kind of, target consumer base. First, do the market study, understand what kind of colors they prefer, kind of characters they prefer, kind of game they prefer. Then build it, deploy them, make money, think of next product.
Right.
That's the mantra.
That's the mantra I think they need to pick up soon from you. So, coming on to hiring celebrities for your characters and all, right? That's where also I see that your passion lies. Yeah? And you have a couple of celebrities, known faces, working with you. Can you share more about what you talked with the students on Shaktiman?
Sure.
Can you share that entire thing, how you have had Mr. Mukesh Khanna coming into working with Virtualinfocom?
Sure, why not?
I'd love to listen to that story again.
Sure. Honestly speaking, when I was a kid, I used to watch Shaktiman as a character. Probably it's India's first proper superhero which is being aired like that. He has got his own fan followers. And now when I'm actually about to touch 40, I'm 37 now, I got to know that, okay, fine, there was a character called Shaktiman, and the guy who did it is Mr. Khanna. And I really admired him. So I, out of the blue, all of a sudden, gave them a call, went to his office, had a nice chat. He's a very nice gentleman. As a human being, he's an awesome guy. We had a very nice chat, and I humbly asked him that, can we create Shaktiman as a game, as a character, as a 3D character? Well, he didn't understood what is 3D, what is simulation, but he said that, you know what, if you can make it, I'm going to charge some X amount of something. Slowly, he realized that, you know what, we are doing it out of passion. And he realized that, awesome, I mean, these guys are making the character global. It's not about only India. And we had a very nice chat. Initially, we started with one game as Shaktiman, and the way it worked, it became popular, at least in the Western countries.
You mentioned 7 million views?
7 million downloads.
Downloads?
Yeah. So across few various stores.
In just a month?
That's what you meant? 1.5 months.
1.5 months. And VR are the 2 fields which you are, integrating and in your business, and, inspiring other young startups to come and follow and learn.
Yeah, true.
So before we wind up, the last question, something which you just mentioned in your talk to our Chitkara International students while they were here for a tour. You mentioned that the body and the soul have to be strong together.
Yeah.
Does that reflect your spiritual side, and what exactly did you mean by that?
Okay, it's like, it's from a simple movie basically. Redefined like this, execute from here, think from here, and take a decision from here. So if your brain thinks that I can do something, your body must support. If you are not strong enough as a body, you don't exercise, you don't take care, you don't love yourself, how would you love the world? It's not possible. If you're not taking care of yourself, how will you take care of your employees? It's not possible. So as an entrepreneur, it's basically a journey. So since the beginning, you need to understand that you have to build yourself first. You have to have a mindset to accept the fact that I'm not good at this, but I have this guy who is good at maybe selling.
Right.
You know, you have to give him the liberty to do whatever he wishes to do because he is good at whatever he is.
Right.
You shouldn't have such things called an ego. Ego should be I go. You know,
Go. Wonderful.
that's what I meant.
I go.
That's what I meant basically. So as a kid, if you have class 10 standard kids, they are like, you know, a bunch of clay. Now it's our duty as a parent or as a teacher or as a mentor to build a nice thing with that particular clay. It can be anything. It can be a pot, it can be a glass, it can be anything. But it is useful. But you need that hard fire to understand I'll be burned, you know. So as a body, you need to understand I'll be burned. As a soul, you need to understand I'll be molded.
Right. And to mold an icon, gaming icon like you.
I'm nothing.
No, you are. It is a pleasure, and look forward to chat with you again.
Sure.
Look forward to visit Virtualinfocom in Calcutta.
That will be my pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you very much. It is an
Thank you.
honor.
Thank you.